You're building scenarios here from most likely to least likely, or at least from mild to extreme. Is one of those scenarios a trade war transforming to a kinetic war, a proper war?
Look, I'm not making that as a call, and I have to keep saying that again, but it's certainly something that the US keeps talking about. The US itself, politicians, think tanks, etc., continue to stress that they see that as a risk. And purely hypothetically, you couldn't rule it out, but you can't rule anything out hypothetically. And this is one of the issues when you're doing traditional macro strategy rather than grand macro strategy, which is what I'm talking about. If you're doing macro strategy, where do you encompass the risk of a particular trade action ending up in something kinetic? You don't, because you can't factor it in. You're an economist. It doesn't enter your Excel spreadsheet. Ergo, if you're a politician, should you be listening to someone like that as a policy advisor? No, no, not when you've got those kind of tail risks. They can be very useful for computing what the inflationary impact of a particular policy might be. I mean, there's a large margin of error given you don't know what exchange rates will do, what the second, third, fourth order effects will be, etc. But as a first order static effect, listen to them, of course, but don't base your fundamental policy stance on an ideological assumption behind the models, which is these things don't happen because they're not in our models.